Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox. Stevie Nicks getting us into a Tuesday night of the Fox Lounge. Stand back. Bill Cook and Classic Cars and Guitars are here tonight from 7 to 8 o'clock. Right, Bill? And who do you have with you here?
Well, tonight is part of our cars, part of the Classic Cars and Guitars.
Right.
Tonight we got Randy Wolfman from Shiny Rust Spectacular. And then we got Brian from the Cast Iron Cruisers in with us tonight. Say hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And I got to say, go ahead. Brian, you first.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Glad to be here and just can't wait for spring.
We're going to have a good time.
And I got to say thank you to Bill Cook and Fox 103.9 for having us here. I'm very honored to be here tonight.
You're welcome, and we're glad to have you. Going to have a good time, a full hour of it, and we're going to get to the first break in just a few here with Classic Cars and Guitars. David Coverdale and Whitesnake, 103.9 The Fox. Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox. Tuesday evening in the Fox Lounge. We've got right there Highway song from Blackfoot on the Fox Lounge. Classic Cars and Guitars are here, and Bill Cook is here like usual. And who do we have, Bill, again?
We have Brian from the Cast Iron Cruisers.
That's right.
And we have Randy Wolfman from Rusty Spectacular. Shiny Rust Spectacular. I'm sorry, Randy.
Nope,
yep.
Good.
But first off, we're going to start off with a couple of our sponsors because we got to thank them. So here we go. Katie G Photography in Swartz Creek. Katie is a natural light photographer local to Swartz Creek, specialized in family and wedding photography. Everything from your newest addition to the big day. She captures memories to treasure. Give Katie a shout at area code 248-240-1880. And then we have one of our good customers and a good friend, Mike Kennedy, the owner of Mr. Wagyu Ranch in Otisville, selling grass-fed finished Wagyu beef with no hormones, no vaccines from their ranch in Otisville. They focus on quality genetics grown naturally to bring out the best product, shipping or pickup. Their phone number is 810-398-3254. And to start off, I'm going to start off talking a little bit here about Brian and the Cast Iron Cruisers. A lot of people, I'm sure, already know Brian, but my family and me and the guys at Cook's Classics are proud to be members of the Cast Iron Cruisers. I got to say, Brian, it's one of the fastest growing car clubs, family-oriented car clubs I've ever seen.
Yes,
and I got to hand it out to you, but maybe give us a little thing on how did the Cast Iron Cruiser start?
It was about 3 years ago. My son Cameron came to me and said that he wanted a hot rod. And I told him, I said, well, that comes with a pretty big bank debt. I said, they're money pits. I said, you might want to rethink that. And I came home from work one night, and there sat he bought a 67 Oldsmobile. And that car had one of the loudest rod knocks I'd ever heard in it. And Cameron worked at the Flushing A&W, and he saved up his money, and he started building the motor, and we ended up getting another motor for it. And he worked with his uncle and built his hot rod, and then he decided he wanted to join a car group. And unfortunately, just with his being a young man and stuff, they didn't want to let him into too many of the car groups from around.
The sad thing is that's happened a lot to these young guys.
Right. And then the old guys die off, and then there's nobody to take over for them. So me and Cameron talked about it one night, and we decided to start our own car group. And we had a bet going to see, I think I called 20 cars. Cameron said about 15 people would probably join up. And here we are 3 years later, and we're at about 450 people. And it's just been so rapidly growing. It's just a good group. It's not really a car group. We're just a group of friends that like to hang out, and cars and motorcycles just happen to be our common interest.
And the one thing about his club, too, that I've noticed, and like when I did my car shows, we started like youth classes because these kids had nowhere to go. So, bring out your local car and everything. And I see at Brian's shows, there's guys there with their family car. He does not care, and that's what it's all about. It's not about, I got a car 70 and older. Brian understands the concept of we got to get the youth involved, and that's the one thing that's really attracted me to them.
We do, and we also we not only try to get the guys, with their cars, or the girls with their cars. We try to get their whole family to join. We want the husbands, the wives, we want everybody to come out to the shows and have fun, and then we can support more charities and help out many people here around the community with charity work. Last year we did a big blanket drive for the Center for Hope. We got a lot of the homeless people down there blankets and personal need items, and then we did another one for the Toys for Tots program was another big one that we done. And
we've done stuff with them.
It works out so good, and so many people are just so giving. When they come out to these shows, they, a lot of times they don't even want to, buy anything. They just come up and, donate money to the cause or their time or something like that. And it's so great to be a part of this.
What's the season looking like this year? When are we starting up for you guys?
For us, our first big show is going to be Back to the Bricks at Chrome and Ice. There'll be a lot of our members are going to be a part of that. And, of course, the ones that can't get their car in there, because of the weather or whatever, they're going to come out and hang out and have fun and just be a part of it. Amber Taylor and her group at Back to the Bricks, they do a wonderful job. And we go to almost all their shows and try to be a part, whether we're volunteering and helping out or just being there. And if something needs to be done, we jump in and help, or we just are there for support.
I know we kind of talked. Sounds like we might do some local car gatherings at my place.
Absolutely.
And maybe the end of the year.
Everybody just shows up on a Friday or something, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, we got the grill there and everything. We're all for that.
Heck yeah. I got guys in the group that work at Kogel's Meats over on Bristol Road there, and I'm sure I can get a hold of Kevin and get a box of hot dogs. We'll have fun.
Go. And then why don't we move over to Randy for a second here before this session ends? Randy, we don't really know each other yet, but we've been talking a little bit. What you got to tell me a little bit about what you got going on, my man.
Well, I do car shows now, and I got to say, the very first thing out of any of the events I do, whether it's announcing at Auto City Speedway, which I am the announcer out there, or any of the car shows, the very first thing I always want to thank the veterans, active military personnel, and all first responders, including record drivers, because they don't get a lot of recognition. They're out there in the cold and that, pulling people out of ditches and that, and it's a tough thing to do. But again, that's what I always start off with, and so I acknowledge that without those veterans and active military personnel, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
The car shows and that, and the support and the freedoms that we have to do this. And God bless America. I got to say, it's a awesome thing. My dad was a veteran, and again, I want to say thank you to you, Bill, for we've been communicating, and Bill invited me on the show, and thank you to the Fox again for being there. But for being here. But yeah, I got auto shows, car shows, hot rod shows going on this year. I got to tell you, it's just growing and growing. It's like a money pit. It's owning the cars is one thing. Doing car shows is like, yeah, man, it's no big deal. Trust me, it gets to be a big deal. But this year, I'm going to be out at Chrome and Ice as a spectator. I'm going to go there. I did have a vendor booth out there for a few years, and it's an awesome show. Amber, again, does a great job with that. And new for me this year is going to be, I'm going to be at Autorama with a booth down there, and I'll be at the south end of the building upstairs. And that is where a lot of the new information for the new shows coming up, the Shiny Rust Hot Rod Spectacular 2 information is going to be released at Autorama. That's going to be huge announcement. That's all I can say. I can't give away too much. Working out some fine details in that, and then there's a couple new shows going on that I can't mention. But again, it's all about the details. But it will start out in Swartz Creek. That Bill used to do the car show.
Yeah,
out
you
there.
took that over.
Yeah, so I'll be doing the hometown days, and that's May 30th. This year.
We did that for 11 years.
Yeah. So whole lot going on. Can tell you more as we go on through the program here.
Now with the Autorama show you got going on, you were talking about maybe we could come down there with you.
Yeah, and hang out. I got, Miss Shiny Rust from the Spectacular. She's going to be down there, Miss Autorama 2025, which is, her name's Bedrock Barbie. She's going to be hanging at the booth for a little bit. I got a bunch of buddies down there. Even Murray Pfaff from Pfaff Designs asked me to be a part of the D-Lot, but I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to have my own identity, so I got my booth. And the Autorama folks, I got to tell you, they have been so supportive. When I did the Shiny Rust Hot Rod Spectacular in November last year at the Oakland Expo Center down in Oakland County, Autorama had a booth there, and Cruisin' Media, Mickey York had a booth there, and Cruisin' Cast Iron Cruisers, a few of them came on down and were part of that. So I got to say, I feel very honored to be a part of the Autorama show, but also to have Autorama be a part of my show, and that it's way cool. Very honored.
Okay, before we step out for the first segment here, Brian, I just got a question for maybe you can let everybody know. What does it take and where do people go to join the Cast Iron Cruisers?
We have a Facebook page. It's under the groups. It's Cast Iron Cruisers. You just go on there, you hit join, and then we'll get a hold of you. We'll ask you for like a picture of your hot rod or your motorcycle, or just, if you don't do Facebook, you can get a hold of me or any of our members, and they'll put us in contact. And it's that easy. There's no dues. There's no fees or nothing like that. You just join the group and let the good times roll.
Is there an email address or phone number or anything that you want to put out over here?
Number is 810-874-5236. That's my number. And if like I said, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit join, and we'll take care of it. We'll get a hold of you through the Facebook page. If you're not on Facebook, don't let that stop you. Call that number. I'll put you in, and we'll have a good time.
All right. Thanks. And back to you, Mark.
Very good, fellas. We'll keep the hour moving with more Fox Rock and ZZ Top from 103.9 The Fox and the Fox Lounge with classic cars and guitars. Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox. Skinnered right there for you. Red, white, and blue in the Fox Lounge for a Tuesday evening with Mark Simons and classic cars and guitars here again tonight. And Bill Cook is here with us.
Welcome back to Classic Cars and Guitars. We're going to give a shout out to a couple more of our sponsors before we get going with the Wolfman and Brian here. We want to give a shout out to Hamilton's Excavating and Hamilton's Auto Detailing in Clio for all your excavating needs, from driveways to septics, and for the detailing end of Hamilton's business, for the auto detailing. Everyone knows where it's at, right there by Auto City. And then coming up in a couple, 2 shows from now, Hamilton's fiance Leah will be in here playing a couple songs for us, along with Charles, talking about the Hamilton's businesses. And then also we want to give a shout out to the girls over there at Cozy Cut Salon in Swartz Creek. My wife Kim and the girls over there will take care of you and do you right and give you a very big discount versus other salons in the area. And Brian, I'm sure you could get it done real cheap. Me and you probably both.
Oh yeah, I'm the one that
That's it.
I'm the one that can practice on all that.
That's the place where I can go and get it done half price because I only got half the hair.
Well, heck, Bill, you and I could probably do the job.
They know when I walk in, everybody's getting an A+.
I could probably do Brian's. I mean, good. But anyways, to get back to the show here, back to you, Brian, talking about stuff, because this is our classic car edition of the show. What's we were talking about your first show coming up, but what is your favorite show of the season? Like, what is the show you just can't wait to do?
For me, it's probably the Frankenmuth weekend up there at AutoFest.
Oh, you guys are set up there?
Yeah, we all just kind of meet up. I mean, there's always cast iron cruisers everywhere. We have 400 people in our group, so you can't all meet up and be in the same exact spot. But we're all over the town, and we walk around and we meet up with friends, and hopefully this year we can do like a little maybe a grill or something, and grill hot dogs or something up there.
Will they let you up there?
I don't know. We never ask. We just kind of do it.
I'm just learning more about what you guys do, because I've met you guys for the first time at the American Legion show I threw. And right. I mean, you guys just like swarmed me. It was just like,
right.
You could just feel the love,
that's what we do. A lot of times, somebody would get on Facebook that morning and say, hey, this is where I'm going. And before long, we've turned a little, show that might have got 10 or 20 cars into 150, a nice big car show.
Yeah, because we got asked to take that over probably 5 weeks before that show.
Right. Yeah, when I came out, then I seen your guys' booth, and I couldn't believe the cars you guys had sitting there, and I was like, man, this guy's got it going on, and and that's how it is with the car community. Everybody just meets up, and you make friends you never thought would have, and that's what the cast iron cruisers are about. It's about having people become friends with people you normally would not talk to on a daily basis.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
We got bikers talking to Christians, and we got church pastors that are, talking to motorcycle groups, and it's just the way, I love the way people come together, and it's all because of the cars, And
like when you guys approached me, I just thought, man, we got to be a part of this.
Right, it's an awesome thing.
I think it was Bobby that came to me first.
Yes, I believe so. And it's just like I said, it's so great to be a part of so many good people. And we have a motto in our club that says, nobody sits alone at a car show we attend. If my members see somebody sitting alone, I can guarantee you they're going to come up and ask you to come over and join the fun. We all normally meet up around a tent, and and just sit around and have a good time. It's just like sitting around a campfire in your backyard. It's fun. The more people that are there, the funner it is.
But like I say, my family, in Cook's Classics, will gladly help out in any way we can and
Absolutely.
help you sponsor stuff and help you set things up. And the same with you, Randy, like what you got going on.
Yeah, and I got to say, and Brian, kind of piggybacking on what you're saying, the support from the hot rod community, the car, cruisers and all that, the hot rod spectacular that I put on, I had to actually turn away about 100 plus cars, and I was just blown away. But the support that I get for the car shows, and that the people that show up and be there, whether they drive a long ways or not. And this, the spectacular was my first indoor show I did, and it was surprising because I thought I didn't know how it was going to turn out. Actually, about 5 weeks before, we were almost going to pull the plug because it's like I had no sponsors. You don't see any big name sponsors. I had sponsors that were helping out buddies, literally, that had businesses. It's like, hey man, I'll help you out where I can, but you didn't see any big corporate name on that. It is the Shiny Rust Hot Rod Spectacular. There was nothing presented by or nothing. It was that, and I got to say, the support from the hot rod community, again, what you were saying, Brian, is just amazing. It's I'm honored again to have the people show up for those shows.
I didn't make it down there. How many cars did you have in that?
170. We had a couple more that didn't back out, but due to the one guy had a Trans go, another one had a 63 Corvette fuel injection, 327 Corvette. Went out to his garage. He had antifreeze sitting under it, so he backed out. So there's a few that backed out, but the cars that were there were stellar. It was just, from funny cars to classics to lead sleds. We did a pinup girl contest, which was awesome. That was Vehicle City Vixens. Fanny Bruiser does a great job, and I'd use her anytime at my shows for the pinup girls. Had Del Villarreal, Rockabilly DJ. He was there all weekend, and he's great. He has a show on Wednesday nights, an internet program that's on. It's on Rockabilly Radio. So it was, awesome. Again, that support that I got, but there was a whole lot going on.
How did you get them to let you use the building, or did you just get them to, like with the carpenter thing, weren't they kind of leery about letting you do that there?
Actually, it's a simulated wood floor, and you know what? They just gave me the building. They said, you know what? You want to do a car show? Do it.
Oh, they just let you use it?
No, that's sarcasm. Are you kidding me? It's like,
I don't know.
It's a business. It's like, man, they, it was this, that, and the other. I won't get into details, but it ended up we both worked together, and I got to give them a shout out with the Oakland Expo Center. They did make it happen, but it was very difficult because some of the cars, I got to say, Reverend Hot Rod brought his Camaro there. And as he goes to move it out on Sunday, it's snowing, and it's like, it was crazy load out. But he blew his transmission in the building. Oh, no. All the quarts of trans fluid on the floor, pushed the car back, and I got to say the Nostalgia Outlaw Racing Group and Phil Landrum with the Bedrock Bruiser and that, they got out there and they just started helping him, mopping it up. And because Reverend Hot Rod's got to be near my age probably, and we'll just say, grew up in the 60s and born in the 50s.
Right.
But no, but it ended up being awesome. And with that momentum and the way it turned out to be, it's like, man, to do a second one, it's a whole lot of work, but I learned a whole lot. The website is ShinyRustShow.com, but the website for my Shiny Rust is shiny-rust.net. So you got two options there. But again, with the spectacular, we're going to do a second one. Fine-tuning some details. It's like, before you bring your classic car out, you want to make sure it's painted right, the rims are cleaned up, the interior's clean. So that's the things we're doing right now with that show.
Did they, I'm just curious because I've seen pictures from that show. Like, what was, like, the rules of the floor and stuff in that place?
We had to literally pick each car up and put it in place. No. The first day when we were loading in, it was on a Thursday. I got to say, it was okay. There were some tire marks being put down in that, but it was the exhaust fumes. That building is a low-ceiling building. It's not like the Huntington Place, a.k.a. Cobo, that I still call it. And so the exhaust fumes became an issue because, these guys were running race fuel and all that, and a couple guys had diesels. So we actually had to shut it down and start pushing the cars in from the load-in door. It worked out, but it wasn't but I got to, again, say the car owners, the people that were part of it, it's like, hey, Randy, we'll do what we got to do. So they started pushing the cars in place, and it wasn't easy when you're trying to steer a straight axle, gasser or something like that, or one with a Detroit locker rear end. It was kind of tough, but it worked out. And again, it was that support from the car community. The venue again did work with us. I can't say anything bad about it, but bad about them. It was that floor. Everything made those cars look great. Everybody was like, man, nice floor, because it was that simulated wood floor.
It accents it.
Oh, I saw the pictures. I was like, I can't believe they let him do that there.
Yeah, and I got to say there was some leakers and that, and again, I won't get into all the details, but we stayed there for a while, cleaning things up, pulling tape up, and this, that, and the other. But it was, and then they had to bring a cleaning machine in and all that. But it worked out. It was a shame that a few of those did leak, but they're hot rods, man. And my whole thing about that show, I got to tell you, Bill, was it was grassroots, built, not bought. Pretty much, I'd say 90% of those cars that were in there were built in a garage or in somebody's shop. It wasn't store-bought. I know there was the Eleanor from back in, Gone in 60 Seconds. He was there, but he bought that off an auction. But still, beautiful, incredible car. It was built by the company that did the Gone in 60-second cars. But the thing was, again, it was all these, and just like you were saying, Brian, there's people that's like, man, I didn't know Dr. Rue was there, and he's like, man, I haven't seen people in so long, and it was just everybody kind of, with Mickey York being there, with Cruisin' Media, and Top Hat John came down there. It's just like, wow, this is, nice. I felt very honored and humbled. It's like, wow, they're coming to my little show. This is awesome, man.
And I know that feeling so much, because when I did our big show last July, we do the annual Cast Iron Cruiser show once a year. When I looked out over the crowd, and I was expecting maybe 70 or 80 cars, and the last count we took, we had over 200 cars in the grass out there in Flushing. It's just a sense of pride. I mean, just the gratefulness of everybody that came out. Because the weather, honestly, it was pretty muggy out that day, in July, it's pretty rough, but it's a great, part to have a car show, and, the river's right there behind, it's right behind the Flushing A out in Flushing as a Riverview Park.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And there's a wood playground for the kids, and it was just really great, but I was just so overwhelmed. A couple of my members, Rhonda Kelly, made me a plaque and had everybody sign it with our logo on it, and it just,
very cool.
It hangs in my office today, and then a good buddy of mine, Tattoo Rod Holland, him and a couple of his buddies made me a garage art trophy and powder coated it, and it just presented it to me after the trophy ceremony, and it was like, then they want you to get up and talk. It's like, come on, you guys, really? I can't say nothing. I'm going to bawl up here like a baby, and but it was great. My son Cameron, he's the co-founder of the Cruisers, and he was there with his fiance, now his wife. Just awesome.
Well, it's even like that little show we did at the Legion. When they asked us to take that, I'm like, I had got 5 weeks to throw us together. We've done big car shows like the ones at Hometown Days and my shop. They've always been 150 plus shows. And then the Legion, they're there because they were going to cancel it. He's like, Bill, we've never really had over 20 cars or so. And my wife was like that morning, why are you taking every car that we own up to this show? I said, because it might be the only ones there. I don't know.
Right, and then you packed the place.
And then when the place
you had
filled
almost
up,
no parking there. That was awesome.
My wife was like, well, they must still love you.
And it's great, and then you're not only going to a cool car show and seeing good people, you're helping out an awesome cause.
Oh, it was all for the veterans and that there.
Nothing better than that.
Next year, we're kind of talking about last night, maybe during the car show doing a pig roast or something.
Oh, that would be, man, that would be awesome.
Maybe do it right there on the property.
Right.
So we were kind of talking about that last night. So I think that would go over good.
Absolutely. I think everybody would love that. I mean, there's nothing better than good food and cool cars and
fellowship. It's all the guys, it's family.
That's just the best thing about our country, to get out there and enjoy what you work hard for.
Right. And then it's nice when the young guys are coming to us saying, hey, how'd you do that? I've even had guys go in our shop. I say, just bring up the shop and I'll help you put it together. I'll help you with that. I'll wall that up for you, because you got to get them kids back around.
Right, and that's just it. And that's why I tell everybody, we welcome all cars, whether it's a tuner car, whether it's a drag car, whether it's a cruiser. You have to welcome everybody, because, face it, we're all going to get old. We have to pass the torch on to these young kids. I'm sorry, but a young kid in today's world, they're not going to look at the big big block motors. They're more into the LS conversions.
You know what? Because these auction shows made it, that's all they can afford.
Right, exactly. And that's why we got to, I don't care if your car comes, like I've got a 53 Ford that we pulled right out of the woods. I mean, my son took 4 wheelbarrow loads of squirrel mess out of that car the first night we brought it home. That's what it's all about. It's about making memories with your family, with your friends. And, the cars are just metal. It's about the people at the shows.
That's like one of the last shows I did for Hometown Days. We had one extra trophy because we didn't have one for the class. It was like the 1900 series, years cars. And I seen this little girl going back and forth in a wheelchair getting pushed by her family. And I thought, so I went up to the parents and I said, hey, are you guys going to be here for the whole show? And they're like, yeah, why? I think it was their son or somebody had a car in the show. I said, because I want to give a trophy to your daughter. So it was we did like a best of class thing. So it was the last thing we brought her up there to be best for her wheelchair. I still to this day, it's been probably 6-7 years, still get an email constantly from them about that.
Right. She'll never forget it. You'll never forget it.
So now at car shows, we started looking for that.
Right.
And it felt good. It still feels good. I still get bald-eyed because that little girl was so happy and sad, and the parents. I mean, like I say, to this day, they still have reminded us of that day.
Right.
So, but that's what it's about. And then, like I say, when I met you guys at the Legion, I told the wife, I got to be part of this group.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we have some of the best people that you'll ever meet in the cast iron cruisers, and even in some of the other car groups that hang out with us. We hang out with all of them. We have the Christian cruisers that come out and support us. We support them.
And I got to say, we're just talking about awards and that. The thing is, with the spectacular, I got to say, when it was going to be, there's top 25, there's best of show and all that, but I always at my shows also include a Kids' Choice Award, and I have the kids vote on what car they think is cool in that, and I have a trophy, and I will have a kid come up and actually present that award to the winner in that, and also a Veterans Award. I always do a Veterans Award as well.
That's good.
All right, guys, we got to take a short break and turn it back over to Mark.
All right.
Listen to some music, and we'll be back here for one more segment.
We got one more segment, more Fox Rock AC/DC now as we continue in the Fox Lounge. Flint's Classic Rock 103.9, the Fox Rock and Roll AC/DC, whole lot of Rosie as we get ready, as we move through the hour here in the Fox Lounge with classic cars and guitars with Bill Cook. He's here all the time with the classic cars and guitars.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome back for the last segment of the show. Just going to give a quick shout out because I know my grandbabies are watching on the live remote. Elsie Lane and Andrew, Grandpa loves you. But getting back, because I know Brian and the Wolfman here want to talk about a few things as we ended out because we only got a few minutes. I'll start with you, Brian. I know you want to hit on a couple topics.
Yes, we're going to do our Cast Iron Cruiser annual car show on July the 12th. At Flushing Riverview Park. It's behind the Flushing A&W. Come out and have a good time. We're also going to be at the Hamlin Pub out in Davison, Michigan on Irish Road. That's going to start from May to September. It's on Tuesdays from 5 p.m. till 8. When I can't be there because of work, I have a good buddy of mine named Dave and JMD Sound Systems, Jason Dover. He does our DJ in there. And just great people. Go out there and check them out. They give food discounts. It's a good time. We're also going to be at the Dead Pedal show in Saginaw with our good friends Justin Carlton, and he puts on a heck of a venue out there. It's a good show. They put a lot of heart. They put a lot of their own money into that show. It's a really good time to go out there. I know it's in Saginaw. It's a little drive out there by Chesaning, but it's definitely worth the drive and to go out and check them out. It's fun.
We stopped by the pub once or twice this summer.
Yeah,
it was
they
nice
have
little
a really
deal.
good venue out there. It's good. It's very family friendly. It's a good time. It's a lot of people think bar and they try to stay away, but I suggest go out there and check it out. If you don't go inside to eat, there's Dairy Queen. There's all kinds of businesses right in there. The people at the pub are good. It's a good venue. They're happy to have the cruisers there, and we love going there. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, any car cruise guys, any old school car guy is just going to talk to anybody, and you'll know them all before you leave there. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's definitely a place to go. And what do you got there, Wolfman?
I want to mention again, Autorama, that's going to be February 27, 28, and March 1st. I will be down there with a booth at the south end of the upstairs. And that, looking forward to seeing all the hot rodders come by and say hi, definitely. Because, again, I will be having a huge announcement for the Shiny Rust Spectacular 2 and Hot Rod Spectacular 2, and it's going to be pretty big news. I got to say, there's a lot going on, and it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It's picking up steam and doing good. But also, I want to say on my Facebook page, the Shiny Rust Promotions Facebook page, get a lot of information there. But my personal page, the Randy Wolfman Adam Facebook page, I put a lot of stuff out there. I was sharing, the show tonight and being here, but I'll promote the shows coming up in that. And it said Swartz Creek is one. Uncle Sam Jam down in Woodhaven is going to be in July. That's the same date as yours. I do the St. Clair County Fair over at Goodall's, and that's a new one. Oh, the new one is Keels and Wheels in downtown Port Huron. I'm going to be doing that, and that is right now July 18th, and that's in coordination with the Port Huron to Mackinac boat race. So it's going to be boats racing, going down the river, the Black River coming out, going on to Lake Huron, and then I'll be doing the car show downtown. And then got a few other things in the mix. And again, going to have to pay attention to that Facebook page. There's some things I just can't. I really want to, and I've told people, they're like, nope, keep it back. Just, you don't bring your car out primered. You want it to be painted, polished, and ready to go. And that, but real quick on the spectacular, I do want to give out, when you're talking awards and that, the homemade awards. Dion Artworks or Metalworks, and that he's going to be at Autorama downstairs. Phenomenal artist with sheet metal, and that he gave an award away, and it was a hand built motor engine. You'd have to see it, and then it's on my Facebook page. And also Nostalgia Outlaw Racing, Radical Romeo with the Radicals Car Club, the Cannibal Customs up in Unionville did an award, and Dr. Rue did an award, and it just goes on and on. Those homemade awards, they just snowballed. But yeah, a lot going on. Check out the website, check out the Facebook page. Honored to be here. Bill, thank you. And thank you, Brian. And God bless America. God bless the veterans.
I want to thank both of you guys for coming out. And thanks for the invitation to the Autorama. I think that we will be there.
Come on out.
And then the only thing I got left to say is we'll see you on Thursday.
That's right.
We're on twice this week, and I will have Amber from Back to the Bricks with me. So that'll be a good show, just going over everything with Back to the Bricks, and we will see you guys on Thursday.
All right, guys, thanks for stopping in for the Fox Lounge tonight with Classic Cars and Guitars with Bill and the gang. More Fox Rock right around the corner.
Not all smart devices are created equal.